Hello and welcome. It's me, Mrreeeee, with one of my quick guides. Look, recently I picked up Evoker, and I think I've been doing all right. And I know a lot of people have been asking me how to play it. I've been playing it for 3 weeks now. This is my heroic log, so I'm averaging a 93 log on heroic. I've only done one mythic boss, but I did get an 88. So I think in the raid spec, I've got a general sense. Of course, I'm still brand new, but this guide is going to be literally like you'll be able to watch this and just play it. I'm going to take all the jargon. It's going to be a guide for dummies, okay? It's literally foolproof. I'm going to tell you the key parts to improve your DPS on the Evoker. I recently also hit 3K in M+, got myself the mount. You can see me, I'm currently 2nd Oceanic. I haven't got the first. Maybe I can get it tonight after this video. And 24th in the US region. So I'm getting better. This is all thanks to, by the way, I've taken literally the last 3 weeks going to bed and studying Lizzie McGuire. What an insane evoker. If you really want to watch the best of the best, I think he's called Kez Live on Twitch. Check that guy out. Amazing. I'm going to take what he says, dumb it down for you guys because I needed to. I just want the base experience. Let me know what I need to do, and I'm going to do that today. So this is where I'm at. So, I mean, if rank 2 OC is not good enough, then see you later. You know what I'm saying? So let's have a look. So I thought I'd have a look at first the single target. So Scale Commander. These are the talents. Again, you just export, import. Go to someone's logs like I did. Export, import. Look, what I've learned here is there's a blue side and a fire side. But let's talk about this. So really in single target, your goal is to mass disintegrate as much as you can. That's the goal. And past your opener, it's pretty much that. So what we're going to do here, what I've seen the opener be is you're going to Living Flame. You go into your breath straight after an insta-cancel. After your breath, you pop Dragon Rage. Tip the scales, insta flame breath. I go into an energy surge at 1 cast, and then a shattering star into the disintegrate. Okay, and then from here it's just like, hey, do I have enough to disintegrate? Yes, I do. Do I have enough to disintegrate? Yes, I do. Right, so that's pretty much your opener. Okay, things to note here during your during single target. So we're talking about raid here. Eternity Surge, you only want to do it at 1 stack. And every time you Eternity Surge is when you get your mass disintegrate. Okay? So every time, disintegrate. Okay, here I've got a proc, hit my proc, disintegrate. I've got another disintegrate. My breath is off cooldown on single target. I'm just going to press it once. Go back to a Living Flame. Get an Eternity Surge, I'm going to disintegrate. Now, every time you do your breath, or you do your Eternity Surge, you get that cleave. This is where on like certain fights, so if we look at our fights for this season, let's go raid, Undermine, Carnage, for example, or Vexy, even Vexy. So when you know there's going to be ads, that's key. So you might not want to pop your Fire Breath, but hold it for 4 seconds so you get the clip of your Disintegrate. And that's where I think really logging a single target is super important that you min-max that 3 cleave. So looking at Vexy, when just before, if you know that you've got the timers for the bikes to come out, you're going to either Eternity Surge or Breath to get that mass disintegrate. Rick Reverb and Mythic with the ads, Stick Spunk Junker, and I said 6 in my previous video. The One-Arm Bandit is super important. So again, that comes from every time you Flame Breath, you get a mass disintegrate. Every time you Eternity Surge, you get a mass disintegrate. So the whole time in single target, all you're doing is min-maxing your disintegrate. That's it. Okay? And every other button is all about that. So can I keep my mass disintegrate up? Now, people could have been clipping. I've seen videos and I've seen Kex Live do it. But when I was clipping, I feel like I was doing less damage. So I think it's a very minimal. I feel like I've done much better not clipping. If you feel like you're an expert and clipping's where that, but I feel like you'll do fine without it. What you've got to remember here is Dragon Rage is a super important cooldown because it reactivates your mastery where you do more damage. So when this is coming off, you really want to hold your Fire Breath, Eternity Surge, and your Deep Breath the second round to coincide with your Dragon Rage. Okay? That's super important. But again, all you're doing here is mass disintegrate. The living flame prop here just helps you generate free essence. So again, Shattering Star anytime you can, single target, get that extra bonus to disintegrate. When the boss is low, you probably full cast your Fire Breath, but at any other time, it's just get the application on single target. It's pretty easy. Like, single target Evoker is super easy. I guess for me, what took practice was, I'll do a really cool, my Fire Breath. So I put my Fire Breath, and then I'll go to Master... Whoop, bit of lag here. I'll go Fire Breath. I'll go to Mass Disintegrate, and then I'll have to move and ruin that uptime. So, because you know that after every Eternity Surge, you got that extra mass, I would pre-hover. And that's kind of when I used to hovering, is when I know I have the Mass Disintegrate for my multiple cleave, so I need to be moving to not lose that one. That's my biggest damage output in single target. So I guess that's it, really, for single target Evoker. It's actually one of the most easiest classes I've ever played, and that's why I've done so well with it. You really, all your goal here is put your disintegrating cooldown as much as you can and do what you can to disintegrate. That's it. Let's shift over to AoE. Now, AoE, I believe... Oh, can't do the way skills are on cooldown. We're going to have to wait for a deep breath here. But AoE... If I can show you here. Oh, cool. It's swapping. AoE, we're actually going to Flame Shaper. Now, coming in next week's patch, you're going to more likely swap over. For me, I had to wait for my new tier set at a new level, but with the changes now, supposedly, you can play Flame Shaper. But Flame Shaper is all about your Pyro, and it is super powerful in M+, and why be able to hit 3k, because you can do some insane damage. So again, here are the talents. Copy, import, export. Just Google Warcraft logs, put in Evoker, put in my name, put Lizzie McGuire's name, look for the top player. This is the shit. Import that bad boy. Don't care what it says, because we're in 2025. We just copy what the best people are doing. Right, how to play it. This time, it's all about your pyros, okay? It's all about fire. You actually don't in M+. I rarely cast Shattering Star, and I only do it if I have no pyro to spend, and I only Eternity Surge in single target when I have to do, when pyro is not really viable. So this opener is a bit different. What I like to do is you want to always have a Living Flame on the target. That's probably the biggest thing I've learned while playing this. So Living Flame is kind of a dot in this spec. And what happens when it's affected and Pyro's running, you have a chance of free Firestorm. So you always want to pre a Living Flame and keep it on as much as possible in the fight. Once that's done, okay, so I pre Living Flame. I'm then going to pop my Dragon Rage. I'm then going to fly across. I'm then going to summon the Instant Breath. And within that window, I'm going to double Engulf. And then I'm going to start my rotation, which is Pyro, prioritizing Firestorm, Pyro. I'm going to apply my Breath, full charge. I'm going to throw a Living Flame because it looks like it dropped off. And I'm just spamming Pyro. That's all you're doing. Firestorm off cooldown. Living Flame. Engulf. Pyro. Breath. Off cooldown. Max charge. So most of your damage here actually comes from the Firestorm and the Pyros and the Breath. It's all about the fire here. So that's kind of my opener from Firestorm. Really here, you want to get Engulf. So Engulf here, it does damage based for periodic effects on the target. That's what's super important in your opener. Once you come down with a full Fire Breath, as soon as that goes off, you need to get both your Engulfs off because that does an explosion. So that's actually most of your damage. You also need to be careful you'll pull threat. But really from there, it's pretty simple. You Firestorm every time it's off. You hit those procs. Make sure you have one instance. Look at this, so many procs here. Okay. Fire Breath. Living Flame. And then just Pyro, Pyro, Pyro. That's it. You can see here, I'll still Pyro. If I've got a focus target, I might Shattering for that bonus proc. But all I'm going to do here is Firestorm off cooldown. Flame Breath on cooldown. Pyro. Actually, the AoE spec is super easy. Once you get used to it, you just like the opposite of Scale Commander. Right? It's a single target, all about blue and Disintegrate, Eternity Surge, Shattering Star. AoE, it's all about your Firestorm, Engulf, and your Fire Breath. So they're kind of the two specs. And once you master that, like super easy. Like most of your forward damage is in that opener, right? Like once you nail that opener, all you're doing is pyring the other packs, maintaining your Firestorms, maintaining your Breath. You might ask, like, sometimes on really big packs, I won't do that if like the higher the key goes on big packs, except for that first tip to scales. I may not do a full breath because I know it's not going to die in that 18 seconds. And I'd rather do something else in that time. But if I know the pack's going to die, I'm going to then put in a whole lot more. I'm going to full length the charge. Okay. That's it. Like, it is super easy to play this class. I recommend. It's actually pretty fun, really. I'm getting much better at it. Even with the org changes coming next week, I'll probably maintain this unless there's significant damage, because you can do some crazy damage in keys. But it's really all about that opener for Firestorm. When you get to single target, like on the boss fights in M+, like I'll use this build purely for M+, you kind of only use your Firestorm procs, and you start to weave in Disintegrate. Disintegrate's still okay for single target. You'll still do that same opener, but you won't pyre at all. You'll just be focusing on applying your Living Flames and Disintegrating. So that stacks up 3 times and Engulfing, and that's really your single target space. Look, I've got a free Storm there, but I'm not going to full cast a Firestorm in my single target because it's not really viable. It's much better to just keep Disintegrating. And if you don't have Disintegrate, like here, Engulf. Okay, I'm going to Eternity Surge now because I don't have anything else I can do there. So that's just single target part of M+, if you're wondering those kind of questions. But again, this is just a simple guide for a simple class that's super easy for anyone to pick it up, and I hope it helps you. If you like it, please hit that like, subscribe, comment. Happy to make any other guides. I'm looking at what class I should play next. But hopefully this really sums it up, what I took from it when I watched all the Lizzie McGuire content and have got myself to 3K and logging quite well. So appreciate the time to watch. I'm Mrreeeee. I'll see you in the next VOD.